the entire sequence of prophets, we find the greatest is that living prophet and the greatest superior prophet in the eyes of Allah. We only know one person, that the leader of all prophets, the chief of all prophets, the pride of all prophets, whose name was Muhammad, a Mustafa, wa Ahmad Mujtaba, the chosen one, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, under whose shade if you only walk 10 days you can attain that light that before that could not be attained through 1000 years. Then the promised Messiah ﷺ states that my faith is this, that if the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, is separated, and all the prophets that have passed until now, if all of them are combined, if they try to reconcile and reform what the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, did, they could not do what he did. They did not have that power that is found in our Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. If anybody says that this is disrespect to the prophets, then that person is ill-formed and saying something false about me. I respect and honor all the prophets and consider that a part of my faith. However, the excellence and superiority of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, over all other prophets is an essential part of my faith. It is not in me that I can take this out. Unfortunate is that opponent who thinks about this in that manner. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, performed that work that neither did everybody individually or combined perform that work ever before. And this is the grace of Allah. The promised Messiah, peace be upon him, says that for mankind on the entire earth there is no other book except the Holy Quran, and for the entire progeny of Adam there is no other messenger and intercessor except for the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. So therefore endeavor with true affection, keep attached to this Prophet, and to anyone else do not give any superiority to him, so that you can be given salvation in the heavens. And remember this, that salvation is not that becomes apparent after death. In fact, true salvation is that it shows its illuminating light in this world as well. Who is that person who attains salvation? It is that person who believes this, that Almighty Allah is true, and Muhammad Mustafa, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, between Allah and all mankind is a mediator and intercessor, and underneath the heavens there is no equal prophet to him, and neither is there any equal book to the Holy Quran on the land. And Allah did not want for any person that he should remain alive for all times, but this chosen prophet of Allah will remain alive for all times. The promised Messiah, peace be upon him, says about the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, that how does he remain alive for all times? He says that it is so strange indeed that the world is about to come to an end, but the blessings and beneficence of this messenger has not come to an end. If the word of Allah was not in the form of the Holy Quran, or it did not refrain from that, then it was this prophet alone regarding whom we could have said that bodily he was still alive in the heavens, because we are taking benefit from his life. His faith is alive. Those people who follow him are alive, and through him we connect and we find Almighty Allah. Through him we find the living God. We have seen that Almighty Allah, from his faith and from him and through his love, loves all of these things. And remember this, that in actuality he is alive, and his status is the loftiest over everyone else. But this perishable body is not like this. However, it is a different illuminating body that is there, and with Almighty Allah he is in heaven in that. Hazur says, if somebody looks justly, then he cannot refrain from admitting this, that how the promised Messiah, peace be upon him, has recognized the status of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Nobody else can recognize it in this manner, and he was that great man who, against the attacks about the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, who raised his voice first of all against this in 1897, when the Christian priests they published a book against Islam, and in that, against the personage of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, they used extremely profane language, and they tried to incite the sentiments of Muslims. And in order to cause heartache to Muslims, they published 1,000 copies of these books, and they sent this to Muslim leaders and other Muslim scholars, and one copy was also sent to the promised Messiah, peace be upon him.